Hey, what's good, everyone? It's Kyle Henderson, BamaInsider.com, coming to you from the BamaInsider.com studio, live from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. But it's probably not live if you're watching it, but hey, thanks for subscribing. All the coverage back at BamaInsider.com. I know a lot of you like the format for the call-ins, and I'm going to still do my call-in show live during the season, but I like for people to call in, leave the voicemail, and let's rap, and let's pass these long summer days till we get to the 2019 season when Alabama plays Duke. Call 205-686-3604. Let me know what you want to talk about. Today's show geared toward the 2019 Alabama offense. A lot of calls coming in regarding Steve Sarkisian and the new offense. Away we go. But simply call in 205-686-3604. Hey, don't be nervous to call in. I'll make you sound good. I'll sound good. And we'll get it popping, all right? So away we go. And our first caller is from California.
Brandon from Long Beach, California. Kyle Henderson, dude, I love you, and you are awesome. And the reason I say that is because you are a fellow Californian, all right? I got you. What I want to see from Sarkisian, I want to see a very balanced game. I want to see Tua be pressured in everything. I mean, I don't care if it's a short pass. I don't care if it's, his signature spin move and going deep. I want to see a balanced game. Tua is very talented. That man can, he'll chuck the ball downfield and he'll get it exactly where it needs to be if the receiver's open. Even if he's not open, he will throw the receiver open. But I want to see Tua do more than just throw the ball.
All right. You heard what Brandon had to say. Hey, Brandon, I appreciate the call. All right. To give you a backstory on my history, first off, I lived in California. I lived in Redondo Beach. I love California, but I am from Santa Fe, New Mexico. That's where I'm from. Now I'm living in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It's all good. I've lived in many places, including Washington, D.C. I've lived in Iowa. Those are different stories for a different time. Regarding your call, I think regarding Sarkisian's offense, and you bring up a good point, I would like to see more balance as well. But when we look at the numbers last season, were the numbers really not balanced? I mean, here they are. Tua threw for 3,966 yards, 43 touchdowns. And then the running backs, there was a segmented amount to each running back. Damian Harris, 876 yards. Joshua Jacobs, 640 yards. Najee Harris, 783 yards. I did feel at times, because the numbers, when you look at them, overall, 323 yards per game on offense and 200 yards per game. So not necessarily that balanced, but close. So maybe it was a little bit more balanced, but in my opinion, it did feel like at times Alabama was just passing the football. And they didn't have even a chance for the running game to develop. But part of that was because Alabama's offense is so dangerous, right? I like to refer to Alabama's receiving corps as the fastest 4x1 team in college football, right? Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle. Could you imagine those guys on a 4x1 team? So how can you take those guys off or slow those guys down? You can't. I would like to see more of a running game. I would like to see more time of possession, because I think that's going to really wear down the defense as you get into those later games. Now, the front end of Alabama's schedule, you know how it is. It's soft, right? Duke, New Mexico State, Southern Miss, Ole Miss. Those games don't really pose much of a threat, and Alabama's going to be able to have that time to format a rhythm to go into that meet and the later part of their schedule. Anything can happen on college football Saturday, but I think I would like to see more of a running game established as well. Take time off the clock. And like Brandon said, this is Tua's season. This is his Heisman year. He doesn't have to throw the football every single time to get those type of accolades. And of course, if we were to talk to Tua, those type of accolades aren't even on his radar. Those are nice to win. He's more about winning as a team. But I think winning as a team, you need to have a balanced approach. And Alabama has enough firepower at the receivers, at the running backs, to have a balanced attack like we've never seen in college football, because that offense last year was dynamite, right? I mean, there was times during the season early on and really up to that Clemson's game where you were like, we've never seen a college football offense like this before. So I think with the components coming back, if Alabama under Sarkisian's offense could find a rhythm to be more balanced, to get the running backs fed, to get Najee his, Brian Robinson his, get Trey Sanders out in the backfield somehow, develop a time of possession, wear down the defense, and then unload on those guys on the defense with the wide receiving unit. It's going to be very interesting to see how Sarkisian manages the offense this year. All right, here's our next caller. Our next caller is Dave from Florence, Alabama.
Hello, it's the Deuce from Florence, Alabama. I want to see grass stains on the back of every defensive player we face this year. I want the wheel sucked out of them. I want the air out of their lungs. Roll Tide. Have a good one, guys.
All right, short and sweet. Dave from Florence. Hey, look, he said he wants to see grass stains. He wants to see a physical offense, right? He wants to see those linemen getting a big push. And I think when we look at the offensive depth for Alabama, there's a lot of question marks within the offensive line. Right? I'm looking right here at BamaInsider.com. If you go to the website, you can find the complete depth chart. We update it probably monthly based on what we hear, what we know. So you can go to BamaInsider.com. That's what I'm looking at right now. Alex Leatherwood at left tackle. I think, he's got big shoes to fill. Jonah Williams was a first-round draft pick. What do you think about Alex Leatherwood? I'd be curious to hear your comments inside the comment box. Deontay Brown, he suspended the first 4 games. It looks like it's going to be either Emil Ekiyor or Evan Neal at that left guard position. Chris Owens, another newcomer who's going to take over at the center position. Big shoes to fill as well. Ross Pierce-Baker did a great job. Before that, it was Bradley Bozeman at right guard. Looks like it's going to be Matt Womack, returning with a lot of experience. He's been banged up a couple different times, but he has a lot of experience coming into the season. And then at right tackle, you have Jedrick Wills. How do you feel about Jedrick Wills and Alex Leatherwood? I'd like to hear your take in the comment box. Is this going to be the type of offensive line that is imposing enough to create those grass stains, as they put it, on the defensive back? I think we all know that Najee Harris and Brian Robinson are those type of big backs that can run right through the defense. That's what Dave wants to see. That's what a lot of callers, that's what a lot of subscribers on Bama Insider want to see. They want to see a very physical offense. Yes, they like the points, but I think if you talk to more of the Alabama Crimson Tide football fans, present and from past, I think they want to see a physical offense, time of possession, big running backs, a lot of carries, and then you have the offense behind Tua that would be pretty much unstoppable. Cannot be one-dimensional in this day and age in college football. Good call, Dave from Florence. All right, next up. Caller didn't leave his name, but 210, you know where that area code is, right? San Antonio. Here we go. And surprise, surprise, guess what he has to say.
Run that football, man. Run that football, man. Run that football, man. Nobody can stop it. When you get to the title game, don't get caught up with passing the football. You can score just as fast running the ball as you can pass. You got the squad to do it. You got the line to do it. Don't get caught up with the hoopla. Calm down and run the football. Nobody cannot beat you when you run the football.
Man, I wish we would have got the callers' names from San Antonio. We'll just say San Antonio at the minute mark. Great calling. I love the fact that you just got to run the football sometimes, right? There's nothing wrong with that, especially when you have 5-star Najee Harris, Brian Robinson, Trey Sanders, Jadarius Townsend, Jerome Ford. We spoke about him, and we've talked about the running back room for the 2019 season. I didn't even mention Keelan Robinson's name. So you got all these guys, and one name that I haven't talked about enough is Charles Huff. The new addition to the running back room was going to be coaching the running backs. Remember, he came over from Mississippi State along with Brian Baker. He coached Saquon Barkley. Can you imagine what he's going to do with Najee Harris and Brian Robinson? I can only imagine. Alabama Crimson Tide football fans, you're in for something special this year. I know it. I can feel it because this running back room is too dynamic and too explosive. And just like our last caller said, run the football. Don't be afraid to pound the rock. I think Alabama probably got away from that too much the last year or so. And I think you got to let some of these running backs have 20 carries per game, 25 carries per game. I felt at times last year when looking at the offense, it didn't seem like any of these running backs really had a chance to get into a true rhythm and really get into that grind mode, beast mode, become that impact player, because there was too many times where they were subbing in and out running backs. Now, on the positive for these running backs, they're not grinded out. They're not tired. They still have a lot of miles when they do get drafted for the NFL. So maybe in a way it helps out more of those individual players. But I think from a team perspective, I think the offense is much more fluid when you have that one guy who you're just like, this is the guy who's going to get the carries, who's going to carry the load, even if it's two guys, even if it's a distribution between Brian Robinson and Najee Harris. Let those two guys do work and then get these other guys in and continue to score points. Time of possession, that's something I want to see more of. All right, we'll continue to move forward with another caller. And this is going to be Darian from Ohio.
Yo, how you guys doing? It's Darian from Ohio. That's Toledo, Ohio. And I just wanted to call in and ask you guys about updates on Trey Sanders. I just want to know how he's looking in the team practices and how he's panning out. So thanks.
Hey, Darian, what's up? I appreciate the call from Ohio. We got a lot of callers throughout the year that come from Ohio. So appreciate the call in. Regarding Trey Harris, I have a video that I recently released that's just about Trey Sanders. Now, he is in. He wasn't an early enrollee, so in case you missed that, a lot of these enrollees get in between December and January. Trey Sanders finished up school and he finished up in June, so he is on campus. From what I've heard, he's looked good. Now, during this particular time, every single player is with Scott Cochran, and they're going through various trainings to get ready for the actual season, which will be in August. So the coaches aren't with these guys right now. As soon as we get more nuggets on how these guys are looking and how they're progressing, we'll pass those on first at BamaInsider.com, and then we'll bring the scoop over to you guys. So Trey Sanders, from what I heard, he has reported in. He looks good, looks in shape. As you know, what he said during his commitment ceremony, his aspirations are to win the Heisman. Is going to be able to break out onto the football field, and how many times? That's kind of the question. And my question earlier was, how are they going to use Trey Sanders, right? You got to keep the big boys fed. But I think, as I mentioned early on, that his special ability to catch the football out of the backfield is really going to get him on the field this coming year for the Crimson Tide. So appreciate the call from Ohio. Continue to call in, and we will track more progress on Trey Sanders. Hey, but it's as easy as calling in. Get your question answered live on the show, 205-686-3604. We will have our live call-in show. I do play the voicemail, so you can call in, leave your questions. I'll talk about them right here on BamaInsider.com. We call it the Talk of Champions. Let me know what you want to talk about. Call in. You can leave your comment in the comment box. I hope you like the format. I hope the format is easy for you to listen to. I know you could probably just minimize it and you can listen to it as a podcast, but we really like putting our videos on the YouTube channel to bring the coverage right to you on our YouTube channel. I'm coming to you from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Tons of recruiting scoop right now during the month of June on BamaInsider.com. You got 5 stars coming in. You got Justin Rogers, who's a potential flip from Kentucky, coming in. You got another 5-star running back who just scheduled his official visit. All that coverage back on BamaInsider.com. So if you want the nuggets, those recruiting nuggets, and you're curious to get behind that paywall, hey, it's simple. We got a free 30-day promo code. It's Roll Tide at checkout. What do you have to lose? Hey, and if you're a college student, hit me up, Kyle at BamaInsider.com. I got a special college promotion for you. Keep calling in. More calls, the better. 205-686-3604. I'm coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I'll catch you guys right here on the Talk of Champions on the YouTube channel. Be good people out there. Until next time, my friends. Talk soon.